this part of video, we are going to discuss about the part 2 of environmental performance evaluation. For the part 2, the topic of the video covers 3 topics. First one is scope and function. In this we are going to explain about guidelines for the design and use of EPE within an organization and functions of EPE. The second topic is benefits of EPE. In this, we are going to explain about benefits of BSN ISO 14031. And the last topic for this part 2 is EPE indicators. In this, we are going to explain all the EPE indicators, which are EPI, MPI, OPI and ECI indicators. For the first and foremost subsection topic for this part 2 is scope of EPE. The scope of environmental evaluation performance is used to be as a guideline for organizations. It is applicable to all organizations, regardless of any type, size, location and complexity of an organization. It will give guidance on the design and use EPE within an organization. However, it does not establish as environmental performance levels. Next, EPE helps organization to improve their environmental performance. It provides a set of tools to identify, measure, assess and communicate environmental performance using key performance indicators based on reliable and verifiable information. It also helps to managing elements of their organization's activities, products and services to progress in an efficient way. The next subsection topic for this part 2 is function. The function of environmental performance evaluation will facilitate the selection of EPE indicators with having monitoring tools for representation of qualitative and quantitative data in an understandable and useful form. Monitor tools help an organization in order to transform of relevant data into concise information about the efforts of the organization to affect its environmental performance and environmental impact. It also to show positive trends of environmental performance indicators to show that the organization is on the right track and the system is effective. Next, it is to measure or calculate an organization's emitted polluting matter by unit of product, evaluate descriptive data, modify information of application of factors. Lastly, it decides necessary actions for achieving defined criteria for the EPE. Monitoring tools also identify significant environmental aspects. The function of EPE is also to identify trends in its environmental performance indicators. And finally, it will identify strategic opportunities for an organization.
Next, let's discuss about the benefits of applying the environmental performance evaluation in an organization. Overall, the environmental performance evaluation helps in many aspects in an organization. For example, in the price or cost management, brand and reputation, compliance, competitive advantage, competency assessment, and lastly, in mitigation of environmental issues. As we know, the environmental performance evaluation uses the BSN ISO 14031. So, what are the benefits of this standard? Firstly, this standard can help to improve identification and understanding of environmental aspects and impacts. This is because the evaluation process will identify the environmental aspects to determine the impacts, such as the air pollution, effluent discharges, land contamination and many more. The second benefit of applying this standard in organization is it can help to identify ideas that have the potential to become more circular and sustainable. For example, this standard can be used to determine the proper proportion between the recycled and renewable materials in the process to make a new product. This is because environmental performance evaluation considered the efficiency in the resource utilization. Therefore, a more sustainable product will be produced if applying this standard. The third benefit of this standard is it can support the implementation of an environmental management system. This is because the environmental performance evaluation can help to identify significant risks, set objectives and targets, and track performances of the organization. And the last benefit of applying this standard is, it can help in recognition of good performance management. This is because this BSN ISO 14031 standard acts as a monitoring tool for an organization. This is including, to set criteria for its environmental performance, set benchmark performance more easily, communicate more effectively through the use of tangible data, and lastly produce information for stakeholders that relates to their concerns and requirements.
Now, we will talk about the indicators of environmental performance evaluation, EPE. As mentioned before, EPE uses relevant key performance indicators, including environmental performance indicators and environmental condition indicators, both of which involve the collection, analysis, assessment, reporting and review of relevant data. Typically, the two environmental performance indicators are management performance indicators and operational performance indicators. The third indicator is the environmental condition indicators. Let us talk about management performance indicators, MPIs. MPIs usually provides information about the management's efforts to influence the environmental performance of the organization's operation at all levels. The information provided are conformance with regulations and audit programs, planning and practices which their objectives are being pursued, resource allocation and purchasing, policy issue and development regarding the effectiveness of environmental commitments, and the human resource issues, for example staff training. Our next indicator is the operational performance indicators, also known as OPIs. OPI generally evaluate the actual environmental aspects of the organization. It is subdivided into mass and energy indicators, as taken from the input-output analysis and the infrastructure and traffic indicators. OPIs relate to performance of operations, including inputs, like energy, materials, utilities and contractor services, throughputs, for example, design, installation, operation and maintenance of buildings, materials used, process equipment and other facilities, and also the process emissions, trade effluent, emissions to air, solid and liquid wastes, noise, vibration, light, dust, litter, odor and radiation, which is under the output subdivision. The last indicator is the environmental condition indicators or ECIs. ECIs refer to those activities and operations that might interact or have an impact on the quality of the natural environment. Some of the examples of indicators of this category are water condition, land and soil condition, and air quality. It is time for some mini quiz. Number 1. Management performance indicators provide these information, except A. Human resource issues. B. Resource allocation. C. Operation and maintenance of building. D. Conformance to regulation. 3 seconds starting now. The correct answer to this question is C. Operation and maintenance of building is related to the operational performance indicators. Question number 2. First statement is improve understanding of environmental impacts. Second statement is help identify ideas that have potential of becoming sustainable. The third statement is support implementation of environmental management system. Which of the statements are the benefits of BSN ISO 14031? A. 1 and 2. B. 1 and 3. C. 2 and 3. D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the statements is the benefits of BSN ISO 14031. That is all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch the next part of Environmental Performance Evaluation informational video.